Rahmatullah.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعص الله ورسوله فإنه لا يضر الله نفسه ولا يضر الله شيئا أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون وقال تعالى يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا وقال تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله عز وجل وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. All praises belong to Allah. We seek His praise, His help, His guidance, His mercy. Whomsoever is guided by Allah, no one can misguide that individual. And whomsoever is left astray, only Allah is there for their guidance and return. I bear witness that there is no deity but Allah, having no partners. And I bear witness that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the last and the final messenger. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran that, O you who believe, fear Allah and die only in the state of Islam. O mankind, be dutiful to your Lord, who has made you from a single person, and from then has made the partner, and from then has made the progeny, the many offsprings of generations. And fear Allah, through whom you demand your mutual rights, and do not cut off relationships, for surely Allah is ever watching over you. O you who believe, fear Allah and only speak the truth. He will direct you to righteous good deeds and forgive you of our many shortcomings. Whomsoever obeys Allah and His Messenger has indeed achieved a great achievement. Indeed, the best speech is the speech of Allah, and the best action is that of the Prophet. And the worst of all matters are those that are falsely innovated by the people, and any false innovation is wrong. Anything wrong will lead you astray, and anything that leads you astray will ultimately end you up in the fire of Jahannam. My dear respected brothers and sisters, our great opportunity, our good friend, the blessed month of the year has just passed us. This past Sunday we celebrated, a well-deserved celebration. However, in the event of the celebration, we cannot and we should not lose focus of whatever we were able to accomplish and achieve in the blessed month of Ramadan. Many of us, as we look around, have lived for several years, for many decades. Many of us, like myself, are very young. The month of Ramadan comes as a proof, as an evidence, as a test per se, that we can become a better person in 29, 30 days. That we can do good, and we should continue to do more and more good. That we can stay away from bad habits, from evil, from harm in 29 and 30 days. That we have the ability, each and every single one of us, to pack the masajid on a nightly basis, as we saw through Isha and Tarawih prayers, and especially the last 10 nights of the blessed month in the search for Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, that we saw even the Fajr prayers the last 10 nights were pretty much packed, maybe like a line or two left in the Musalla. So we see our potential in the month of Ramadan. We see our motivation to do more and more good. And obviously there's a few perks out there. The shaitan is locked up. All the gates and doors of hellfire are closed. Every good deed is rewarded by 700 times the extra bonus of the night of power, should it be the night of power, on any of the last 10 nights. So that motivation is there. But overall, we've built and we developed these good habits in this month of Ramadan. For 29 and 30 days, we abstain from not just food, but perhaps something else. Maybe we stop lying in the month of Ramadan. Maybe we stop cheating in the month of Ramadan. Maybe we stop stealing, slandering, backbiting, maybe watching bad things, whatever it might be. Controlling your anger, controlling your nafs, your tongue, your desires in this month. And above all, maybe we increased in our good, and of course we did. In our salah, in our charity, in our sincerity with Allah, our connection with the book of Allah. We may have done all of these great things in the month of Ramadan. So my plea to every single one of you, including myself, is that do not let this month of Ramadan pass by in vain. Don't let all that effort we've done for the past 29, 30 days, pre-Eid, pre-Sunday, just go vanish and disappear until next year. Don't just look back to your life a month or two down the road and be like, wow, in Ramadan I prayed Fajr in a masjid. In Ramadan I gave more. In Ramadan I, did this and that. But, I'm not going to do that after Ramadan. That shouldn't be our mentality. That shouldn't be our mindset. Our mentality should be how consistent we can become after the month of Ramadan. That yes, I was able to do X, Y, and Z in the month of Ramadan. But now what can I do consistently outside of the month of Ramadan? Now obviously, as we all know, there is no Tarawih prayers outside of Ramadan. There is no search for the night of power outside of Ramadan. There is no extra bonus, you could say reward, I guess you could say, outside the month of Ramadan. But we still have chance to do good each and every single day pretty much. Today, Friday, take for example. Why do we come to the masjid on Friday? For Jummah prayer. Because Allah tells us. He tells us in the Quran that, O you who believe, when the call to the Friday prayer is made, you leave everything and hasten towards the remembrance of Allah, for surely it's better for you if you did not know. So we know that it's an obligation. We know we have to be here. But overall we do it. Why? Because we want to please Allah. We want to obtain Allah's mercy. We want to enter into the highest and the top level of paradise. And we say Ameen to this. That's our passion. That's our desire. And in the month of Ramadan, we were here every single night. We were here every day. Many of us perhaps prayed multiple salah in the masjid. Don't let that stop now that the month of Ramadan is gone. Don't let that drive, that passion, that energy go away just because you're not getting that extra bonus reward. Because again, like I said just moments ago, Allah is waiting to give us the bonus. Allah comes down every single night, the last third, right before Fajr. asking any one of us who wants to be forgiven, who wants, Allah is asking us, does my slave want me to fulfill anything of theirs? In these late night hours, are we awake at that time? Can we make a little bit of effort, wake up a little bit earlier to make sure we get that? And at the very least, make sure we get our obligation on time, Fajr prayer. Because again, as we all know, outside the month of Ramadan, at least me personally speaking, Fajr prayer is quite of a struggle. In the month of Ramadan, you're already awake anyway, so it's kind of easy to pray Fajr. But outside of the month of Ramadan, it's pretty hard. But again, utilizing that motivation that you've used the entire month of Ramadan, get back to that habit. Don't let it just vanish. If you were here every single day for Fajr, mashallah, amazing, awesome. Keep it up. Keep it up to the best of your ability. And again, it might not be practical for every single day. Some of us perhaps might start your work that early, or you might be on the way to work and things like that, especially in the winter days when Fajr is like at 6, 6:30, 7 o'clock. It might be more tough. But whatever time you can, be it weekends, be it every other day, whatever, make that a habit and make it consistent. And don't let it just become a memory that, oh yeah, in Ramadan I prayed Fajr. Don't become one of those people. Each and every single one of us is a reminder to every single one of us, including myself. On top of that, on the day of Friday, as we all know, after the Asr prayer until Maghrib, that is a time period where Allah is guaranteeing us whatever dua you make, it will be answered. Every single week we have this guarantee. So it would be foolish upon ourselves to not take that advantage and to not utilize the opportunity Allah is giving to us. Every week we have this opportunity. So again, don't just think about Ramadan has come and has left us and that's it, I can't do anything else. No, you can. There are so many opportunities for us. And especially like if you look at it this way, this is me personal opinion, don't take any fatwa, whatever. But the way I look at it, you have Ramadan, you have Shawwal currently that we're in right now, day 6 of Shawwal. Then you have Dhul Qa'dah and Dhul Hijjah. I like to consider these 4 months like the all-star time, you know what I'm saying? So you have Ramadan, the big bonus round, it just passed us. Then you have Shawwal, right? As we all know the hadith that Allah is telling us that if you fast 6 days of Shawwal following the month of Ramadan, it's as if you fasted the entire year. And Allah is so much generous that you can make it consistently 6 straight days. You could do it every other day. You could do Mondays and Thursdays in Shawwal, whatever. It's up to you. But as long as you fast any 6 days in Shawwal, you will get the reward as if you fasted the entire year. So there you go. Another freebie Allah is giving to us. On top of the weekly Friday freebie Allah is giving to us. Then you have Dhul Qa'dah. A little bit of a, I guess you could say, a break month. Not much going on in that month. But in that month, as we all know, many people, well, millions of people prepare for the Hajj. And that's where we have Dhul Hijjah. And that's another amazing part, where Ramadan, the best month of the year, the last 10 nights, the best nights of the year, and then when Dhul Hijjah arrives, the first 10 days, the best 10 days of the year. So now, in case we missed that Ramadan feeling or whatever, we have this opportunity in the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah to make it up. It's highly recommended for those who are not going to Hajj to fast during those days of Dhul Hijjah, to do more and more good, read more and more Quran, make sure you're praying your prayers, give charity, whatever. Just kind of get back on that spirit. So again, Allah has given us all these opportunities for us to do more and more good. And as many of us know, in Dhul Hijjah, the 9th day, the day of Arafat, is the best day of the year, where again, that's the main day of Hajj. And pretty much you could plead all out to every single one of your du'as, and Allah will answer your du'as. So again, brothers and sisters, again, these reminders that I'm giving to every single one of us, including myself, is to kind of awaken us. Is to kind of let us know what our potential is. That we've seen this past month, 29 days, that we were consistent in our prayers, consistent in giving charity. You know, right here at ISB, we all know the slogan by now, every day was a $2 day and every Friday was a $25 day. So we had it like instilled in our DNA per se, in the month of Ramadan. And on top of that, we were perhaps giving to other charities local, nearby, helping out homeless people, both locally and globally. So we had these great values instilled with us in the month of Ramadan. Don't let those values go away, because again, as we can see, everything else exists outside the month of Ramadan. There will be poor people outside of the month of Ramadan. There will be people who are dying all over the world outside of the month of Ramadan. There will be people who are homeless, who are jobless, who are foodless, who are carless outside of the month of Ramadan. There are prayers outside the month of Ramadan. FYI, the masjid is open outside the month of Ramadan, so fill it up. Like how we are today, Asr prayer takes place later today, then Maghrib, then Isha, then Fajr, fill it up. We have all the opportunity to do more and more good. It's our responsibility to take that action, to take our responsibility to realize what our potential is. And especially when the community comes together, I don't know about you, but it's a beauty. On a day of Eid to see what close to 15,000 Muslims right here in the surrounding area of Baltimore County be here at ISB. It was amazing. The second Eid prayer, I don't know if any of you here attended or not, but for those of you who did, the second Eid prayer, people were praying outside, right below this musalla area, outside over there, the graveyard area, outside in the staircase, lobby, everywhere. It was packed, making the council think, should we have more Eid prayers or extend the space or whatever. So it just shows to us our potential, that how great we could become in numbers. So it is our best interest and our best focus to be part of what's going on, to not separate ourselves from what's going on. Yes, the month of Ramadan was there. Yes, the bonus round was there. But again, we have the ability at least each and every single week for the day of Friday to come together. Whenever events take place, to come join those events, they're there for a reason. Activities, lectures, halaqat, seminars. If you read the flash, you will find so many things going on right here in this community. So it's to our best interest that we become involved and get involved and stay involved. Not just, oh yeah, that was, I had free time and that's it. No. And to be frank with you, there's no such thing as free time. You just got to make the time. Because looking at the life of the Sahaba, people like you and I, and in fact, before Islam, again, we're going back and forth, but before Islam, the Sahaba, they were living lives perhaps worse than many of us combined. But once they saw the light, once they saw what their main focus and mission was for Allah, they changed for the better. And because of their actions, because of their intentions, because of their positive attitude, because of their willingness to improve themselves and others, Allah gave them a guarantee in this world, radiyallahu anhum wa radu an, that He is pleased with them, they are pleased with Allah, and many Sahaba guaranteed Jannah in this world. So study the lives of these people. These are our real heroes. The people who lived in this world just, 14 centuries ago plus. But they understood their purpose of life. They understood their mission. They understood what they had to do. And again, going back to our theme of living like Ramadan, the Sahaba literally lived as if the entire year was Ramadan. They would utilize that month as that little practice round, that after when Ramadan passed by, they would live the same manner. And before the month of Ramadan would come, months before, they would plan and make dua to Allah, Ya Allah, let us see the month of Ramadan. So again, brothers and sisters, we see our potential in this blessed month. We see what we can do, both individually and collectively. So it's in our best interest that we keep that up outside the month of Ramadan. With your salah, with your charity, with your fasting even. Again, fasting is not obligated outside of the month of Ramadan, but right now we have Shawwal. So aim to complete those 6 days of Shawwal. And on top of that, once this month passes by, fasting on Mondays and Thursdays, the 13th, 14th, 15th of the month, we have these great opportunities to become closer and closer to Allah. And on top of that, connecting with the book of Allah, the Quran. In the month of Ramadan, every single one of us are standing up late night, hearing, reciting, and learning the book of Allah. Keep that up. Don't let the Quran become a seasonal or a yearly thing. Keep it up. The Quran should not just be recited only in the month of Ramadan or when somebody dies. It should be recited regularly, every day. Every chance you get, read it, recite it, learn it, understand it. Connect yourself with the book of Allah, because all the answers are there. Any calamity you're facing, any troubled times, whatever it might be, the Quran has the answers. We're just too lazy to open that up, and we would rather refer to Sheikh Google or Mufti Yahoo or Imam Wikipedia. So connect back to what we need to connect to. The main revelation that changed our state, our ummah for the better. And reconnect with not just the book of Allah, but with Allah Himself, with the deen of Islam. See what you're doing. Look at all the good you've done in the blessed month. Look at everything that you have done, that you've accomplished for yourself to make a better person, and keep it up. Make something stick out. Make something continue on. If you stop backbiting in Ramadan, well, stop backbiting, period. Keep it up. If you perhaps, prayed extra nawafil every night, continue. Pray tahajjud, pray qiyam, do something. But keep it up. Keep that consistent act, because again, Allah likes the consistent acts. So every single one of us needs to look at what we can do and realistically add something onto our daily lives, to our routine, and keep that up so we can become better and we can become more and more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So again, brothers and sisters, a reminder to myself and first and foremost, and then to all of us, to not let the month of Ramadan go away in vain. Don't let whatever we've accomplished in the month of Ramadan just go away like that. Pick up some good habits. Continue those good habits. Keep away those harmed and bad habits that we're able to keep away in the month of Ramadan for the rest of our lives as much as possible. And again, always be in remembrance of Allah. be in a state of dua. Always ask Allah to forgive you and all of us of our shortcomings, and to increase us in our ranks, and to take us from this world when we are ready, when He is pleased with us. We pray to Allah that Allah forgives us all, Allah blesses us, Allah keeps us guided on the straight path, and Allah accepts every single act that we've done in the month of Ramadan. Every single act. We say Ameen to this. May Allah give you and me the tawfiq to act on what has been said. Wa akhu da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa wala. Speaking of opportunities and chances Allah is giving to us, I forgot to mention one right there when I sat down, a great time to make dua. So I do apologize, I forgot to mention that. But just keep that in mind for future khutbahs from next week and onwards. But again, brothers and sisters, going back to the first part of this khutbah, of this message, reminder, again, khutbah, in my personal opinion, should be a reminder for all of us, every single one of us, every week. That's what it's for. That's why we come here, to get us back straight on the straight path, inshallah. So again, just going back to kind of reiterate and recap the first part of the khutbah, don't let this month go in vain. Don't let the activities, the good habits, the good deeds, the charity, the fasting, the prayer, the good intentions, the ability to help out people and everything go away. Volunteerism, being active, being involved, don't let it go away. Continue it. And especially now with the summer months, of course, as we all know, this is wedding season, graduation season, barbecue season. People are making up for all that time they were locked away in the past month for Ramadan. I mean, that's fine, I guess. Go ahead and do it. But again, do not lose focus of what we have to do. Do not lose focus of our purpose and our mission. As Allah tells us in the Quran, in Surah Zariyat, فَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ ذِكْرَى تَنفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, and remind, verily reminder is beneficial to the believers. And then what? وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. And He has created, Allah is telling us that we are made for His worship. We are made, that's our primary responsibility. So every single thing that we do in our lives, whatever it might be, make it with the proper intention. Because as we all know, as we study the deen, so many things that we do, you can get the reward for as if you're in the act of worship. For example, sleeping. If you are to sleep in the proper manner that is shown to us by the Prophet, that entire time you sleep can be an act of worship. I know, it's amazing. So again, just look at these basic, simple things, and literally we could live our entire life as if we are in a state of worship. Going back to the salah, as I mentioned in the first part of the khutbah. Again, in the month of Ramadan, every single one of us, we find ourselves populating the masajid more than usual. And there might be various reasons. And while that's good and while that's great, the reward for praying Isha in congregation, in the masjid, or at least in congregation, it's as if the half night you are in worship. And then Fajr, if you pray in the masjid or in a congregation, is the other half. So just by basic math, I'm sure we've all passed 3rd grade, adding those two up, the entire night you are in the state of worship. Just by what? Praying Isha and Fajr in the masjid. Now, many of us perhaps done this in the month of Ramadan every night. Let's keep that up. And again, now that there's no more Tarawih, there's no more, extra additional things, it's not that hard. I mean, sure, it might be still late, but just making that extra effort of coming to the masjid for Isha and then coming back for Fajr, the entire night you are in a state of worship. An amazing opportunity Allah is giving to us, but for whatever reason, we don't want to get it. And again, brothers and sisters, just like comparing with like worldly examples, I guess. Whenever there's like a good deal out there for, I don't know, a car or a house or some discount going on, Black Friday, right after Thanksgiving, people like jump in line and literally fight people for like these worldly, objects that can get destroyed in a second. But when it comes to Allah, why do we have this type of laid-back mentality? And then on the same time, we want Allah to forgive us or accept our deeds. I mean, like, what are we doing? Like, you're playing yourself. Like, show Allah that you're serious, that you want to be forgiven, that you want to continue what you've done in the month of Ramadan, and you don't want to just label yourself as a quote-unquote Ramadan Muslim. And I hate that term, by the way. But that's just the reality that we have this month. It passes by, we do good, but then the rest of the year we're just like, yeah, whatever. So again, my plea to every single one of you is that to continue the good that we've done in this blessed month, from the salah, from the fasting, from the charity, and to keep it up for the rest of the year. And then there's one thing I want to end with is that becoming involved in your community. Again, we saw in the month of Ramadan how active this place was. Literally open 24/7, even pre the last 10 nights. The entire month it was open 24/7. Iftar is taking place, suhoor is taking place, all the salah is taking place. Every salah is packed pretty much. Isha, Fajr, Maghrib probably the most packed. And then on top of that, i'tikaf the last 10 nights, the last 10 days. So many things are going on. And when the council gets up here making announcements, when the leadership are, making appeals, collecting funds and things like that, we see the need for every single one of us to step up. And alhamdulillah, in the month of Ramadan, we've had a lot of help and support. A lot of brothers and sisters, they stepped up, they helped out a lot from the fundraiser, from the khatam night, from various other projects and various other programs in the month. However, again, things take place outside of the month of Ramadan as well. And with ISB being perhaps the biggest center of all DMV, it's imperative that each and every single one of us has that mindset, that mentality that this is my masjid as well. This is our masjid. We work together. It's not just the council's masjid. It's not just the leadership's masjid. It's not just the senior golden age committee's masjid. It's every single one of ours. So each and every single one of us need to have that mentality in our heads and come together and help whatever way you can. Again, like I said earlier, look at the weekly flash that's sent out. And if you don't get the email, sign up for the emails. Listen to the announcements that are said after the prayer. Read the bulletin board. See what's going on in your community. Become involved in your community. Stay involved in your community because this is your community. We benefit from the services, so we must give back. In whatever capacity you can. To all my young brothers and sisters, those of you who are youth and younger, become involved with the youth group. Become involved with the MAP, Muslim Athletic Program. Become involved with the kids clubs and the scouts and all these other activities going on. To my older brothers and sisters, young professionals and beyond, become involved in the leadership capacity. Help out with your expertise in whatever field that you can bring to the table. Because again, this is your masjid, this is our community. And we can only improve, we can only persevere, we can only do better and do great things as long as we're all involved with what's going on. So again, each and every single one of us needs to take the responsibility upon us that while we purify ourselves, while we work on our own fard ayn, our own personal obligations, our salah and our siyam and our own individual ibadah, we need to make sure that we are fulfilling the needs of the community, the fard kifaya. And again, if we could, as we study the deen, the fard kifaya, by the way, has a lot more emphasis than the fard ayn. Because again, fard ayn is upon yourself. But the fard kifaya, communal obligation, is upon everyone in the community. So again, brothers and sisters, don't take this reminder lightly. Become involved. If you're already involved in the community, stay involved. Get others involved. Because again, this is our community. This is our masjid. This is our center. ISB is a home to each and every single one of us. Regardless of who you are, regardless of how new you are, regardless if you're a brother or a sister, a revert or a born Muslim. Technically, we're all born Muslim, but whatever. So regardless of what your status is, this is our community. So take that to yourselves. Become serious about it. And step up as applicable, inshallah. So again, brothers and sisters, we have the rest of the summer. We have the rest of the year. Look for ways to become involved. Keep involved. At the very least, stay updated. Don't be like, hey, what's going on at ISB? Like, I mean, come on. We have all the avenues to get involved. Social media is out there. The website is there. The nice new website, by the way. The weekly emails. So stay involved. See what's going on. And whatever you can do, just lend a hand. Help out whatever way possible and do whatever you can because again, this is our community. It's not just the council's community. Each and every single one of us, it's our responsibility. We need to make this become like the Prophet's mosque. When you study the seerah of the Prophet's mosque wasn't all that great. It wasn't fancy. They didn't have minarets or these, fancy domes or whatnot. But they had people who loved each other, who cared for each other. To the extent that if someone didn't show up for one prayer, you best believe that the next prayer, they're at their door, knocking on the door. Hey, you missed Fajr, make sure you don't miss Dhuhr. That was that community. So we need to revive that spirit, motivate yourself, motivate each other, and let's be the best that we can to the best of our ability. Rectify that Ramadan spirit, don't let that die out, and be the best person you can be so that we can obtain Allah's mercy in the first 10 nights, Allah's forgiveness the second 10 nights, and be safeguarded and be far, far away as possible from the fire of Jahannam, as we asked in the last 10 nights and the last 10 days of Ramadan to keep that spirit going. We can do better. I know we can do better, every single one of us. We pray to Allah that Allah forgives us of our many shortcomings. We pray to Allah that Allah keeps us guided on a straight path. We pray to Allah that Allah accepts each and every single one of us our actions in the month of Ramadan and or looks over our shortcomings, whatever we were not able to accomplish. And we pray to Allah that Allah protects us from the evils of this world, from the evils of the grave, from the evils of the Dajjal, and the worst evil, the fire of Jahannam, and gives us all the highest level of paradise. And we say Ameen, we make dua. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكون من الخاسرين اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في كل مكان اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في نصر محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وأنت المستعان وعليك البلاغ ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين عباد الله رحمكم الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون وأقيموا الصلاة.
الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
La ilaha illallah, stow staqibu, straighten lines, fill in the gaps. Silence your cell phones. Those of you with children, please keep them close to you. And those of us who are praying next to those who have children, please show them mercy and compassion. Pray as though this is your final salah. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نسبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إنا إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.